that you are in, there was an agent called Isaac Mureithi for DP.
Sure.
Now, under Regulation 73, Subregulation 2, you are required to write a statement on the unused ballot papers. Please confirm. Regulation 73(2) of the General Regulations, elections general into bracket General Regulations of 2012. You are required to write that statement. It's a yes or no?
I don't know.
You clearly were not trained if you don't know that. Have you annexed that statement?
Can you repeat the questions one more?
Under Regulation 73(2), you are required to write a statement on unused ballot papers right after sealing the ballot box.
Sure.
Have you annexed it in your affidavit, that statement? It's a yes or no?
I haven't.
So you are telling the court, believe me for what I'm telling you, ni mimi ndo nakushow, to take your evidence as it is.
No, sir.
Very well, I rest my cross.
Do you know somebody called Jackie?
Don't forget your name.
My lord, my name is Deva. You come from Sieni, correct?
No, I was the polling. I was the.
You come from that area?
No.
So you don't know Jackie, correct?
No.
Okay.
What's the name? I don't know who.
Jackie.
Jage.
Begede.
Jage Tengede.
Yes, you're the one who was giving unga.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, we cross walk.
VX.
Witness can be stood down.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
RW10.
Yes.
Is that the gentleman?
I can use English. I can use English. I'm a Christian.
Using your right hand. Repeat after me. I swear by the name of the Almighty God.
I swear by the name of Almighty God
That the evidence I shall give before this court
that the evidence I will give before this court
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
nothing but the truth.
nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Please tell the court your name.
My name is Elias Njaginjira.
Indicate where you come from and what you do for a living.
So I come from Mbeere North, that is Evurore Ward. I'm a lab technician and a businessman.
Are you aware that a by-election was held in Mbeere North last year, late last year?
Yes.
What role did you play in that by-election?
I was a PO at Gekuyari polling station.
Pure what?
Presiding officer.
At where?
Gekuyari Primary School.
How many polling stations were at Gekuyari?
It was only one of one.
Do you know who won in that election from Mbeere North constituency by election?
Yes.
Who won? Who was it?
It was Leo Pamudende.
And do you know who was the runners-up in that election?
The runners-up was Newton Kariuki Ndwiga.
Do you know if that outcome has been challenged before this honorable court and is the subject of this ongoing matter or an ongoing matter?
Yes.
Was it brought to your attention that allegations had been made regarding the polling station in which you are the presiding officer?
Yes.
Have you prepared an affidavit in answer to those allegations and in giving an account of what transpired at your polling station?
Yes.
Have a look at this affidavit and this confirm.
Page
Sorry, my lord. Oh, this is page number 405.
425.
405.
405.
Have a look at this affidavit and confirm who has signed this affidavit and the date of signing.
Yeah. Just here.
What is the date of signing of this affidavit?
The 17th day of February 2026.
Now, this affidavit, does it have any annexures? Does it have additional documents other than the affidavit? Does it have any additional documents other than the affidavit?
Yes.
The annexures. Do you wish to produce them as evidence in this matter, together with the affidavit?
Yes.
Thank you, my lord. The witness can be cross-examined.
Good morning.
I represent Leo of Vendor for Transport. There's a few questions. Now, there's a witness who came here in support of the petition. That's Cicely Mururi Jagi. You remember such a name?
Cicely Morori Njagi.
Yes.
Yes.
You remember the name?
Yes.
Cicely Mudhoni.
Mururi.
Mururi.
Yes. Mururi. Mbeere Mururi.
Oh, sorry?
Mururi. Now, she told this court that she was in the 2022 register, the one that was gazetted on 21st June 2022. But that the Kims could not identify her. Is it true that she was in the register? It was being used for the by-election?
When I checked the details from the KM's kit,
Yes.
she was a voter, yes, but she was not registered at that Kekuyari polling station.
So she is a voter,
She is a registered voter, but not in that polling station.
not in the
Yes.
and you informed her as much.
Yes.
But she swore that in 2022 she voted at the Kekuyari station. Were you able to establish that?
2022.
Yes. She said that in 2022 she voted at the Kekuyari. Did you
I don't know.
establish that?
I don't know whether she voted,
Yes.
but according to the ranges that we had,
Yes.
we only verified the voters using the KM's kit.
Right.
Yes.
And so it was not a case of failure to identify. It's a case of being in the wrong polling station.
A wrong polling station.
All right. Her evidence was that you had put a register on at the gate or somewhere on some wall in the polling station. Is that true?
Yeah, the register was there.
Sorry?
The register was there.
On the wall.
Yeah, which was put around, I think, one week before to check the names.
Also, it was there for a week.
Yeah.
All right. And she said that from the register on the wall, her name was actually in the register. Is that true?
I don't think so. She was not in there.
She was not in the register.
Yeah.
She also said that many other people turned up to vote and they suffered the same fate, that the Kims was not able to identify them as voters at Kikwere. Are you aware of any other case other than Cecily's case?
No, I never experienced such a case.
That's the only case you remember?
Yeah, because she complained.
Yes.
She was there before, but during that by-election,
Yes.
she cannot be identified by the Kims feet.
Yes.
But I informed her accordingly
Yes.
that she is supposed to vote at
Karatina.
ACK Karatina Nursery School.
But the Kims identified her.
The Kims identified her.
All right. That's all, my lord.
Yes.
Mr. Witness, I have very few questions for you. And this centers around Cecily Morori. Do you remember her from the day of elections?
I cannot remember. Because I
You
never
don't
recorded
remember the whole of that incident of Cecily coming back again asking to be checked whether she's a registered voter?
I don't think she came back again. But I remember there was that incident there.
You remember there was such an incident? It's okay. Yeah? Thank you. You are a presiding officer. Are you the custodian of the register, or you just handle the register for purposes of voting?
I was handling it as a purpose of voting.
But you are not the custodian. You just handle the register that day and then you give it back.
Yes.
And as such, you cannot decide on who is in the register or not. True?
I cannot.
You cannot decide.
I can't decide.
And so all you can say is whether she appeared on the register or not. True or false? All you can tell this court is whether Cecily was in the register or not in the register. True. And therefore your evidence here today has no value with regard to her being a registered voter or not. All you can tell us is whether she was in or out.
Sure, true.
Isn't it?
True.
The value of your evidence is what you saw only.
Yes.
Thank you. Cecily says she saw her name on the list on the wall. Have you seen that in her affidavit?
The name of the name of
There's a list affixed on the wall, isn't it? At the polling center. Isn't it? And you have read her affidavit, isn't it? She says she saw her name on the list. In the affidavit, it's what it is. Really, it's not a controversy. Answer.
What's the question?
She says in her affidavit that she saw her name on that list. True or false?
I don't know whether she saw that.
Maybe counsel just show him quickly.
You have to show him the affidavit so that he can confirm. He wouldn't know.
It is another affidavit, not his.
Yeah,
Yes.
I understand.
I agree.
There is no way he can comment about anything outside of what he has written unless he is shown. So if you want him to say whether the Daily Nation had a certain headline that day, we'd have to show him the Daily Nation.
Okay, I will read for you paragraph 10 of our list of her affidavit, which you must have been shown. And it says that I later checked again and found my name on the register posted on the wall. I informed the officials that I could now see my name. However, the UDA, the United Democratic Alliance agent, one Munene Mwathi, refused to allow me to vote and ordered me to leave. Mr. Witness, we are really pressed of time. You've seen that?
I've seen that.
Have you brought that list, the copy of the reflection of the register that is hung on the wall. Have you brought it to this court to disapprove of that point? To disprove of that point?
No.
It's not part of your affidavit. So it's not part of the evidence in this court.
Yes.
And so this court cannot tell whether, as you assert, that she was not on that list.
Yes.
Thank you. And as such, you have not brought before this court anything to show that she was not a voter as she has asserted in her affidavit. True or false?
True.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. That is all, my lord.
Only one question, Mr. Witness. Did you record those incidences in the false days diary? My name is Devon.
In the PSD, I never recorded.
Okay.
One more question.
Okay.
The document you have annexed as a photo from the, you got it as a screenshot from the portal of IEBC?
Which one?
The one that shows that Sicily, it would be in page, at page 413, this document. Confirm you extracted that as a screenshot from the portal of IEBC? Mr. Witness, it's not too hard to comprehend.
Yes.
Have you, so indeed it's a screenshot.
Yes.
Have you attached a certificate of authenticity in respect of 106B, section 106B of the Evidence Act?
No.
You are aware therefore that document cannot be admissible? Very well. Please, the ICT officer of IEBC has come to court and told the court that indeed the register could be changed, and it happened once with an officer, with the one voter called Collins Munene. You cannot controvert that the mistake that the absence of the name of Sicily might as well have been a fate suffered similarly to that of Collins, right?
Sure.
Very well.
Kariuki Njiri, just one question. Can you confirm it was not only that particular lady who complained of being, her name not being in the Kim's kit, but there was also another gentleman by the name Alex?
I cannot confirm.
You do not know about
I
Alex?
don't know.
So it's only one person, one incident in that station?
Yes.
Xerix.
Yes, my lord, very short. You have been told about a petitioner's witness called Cicely Mururi, who alleges to have found her name in the register which was posted on the wall of the polling station. You have been told about that witness. You have been told about a witness called Cicely Mururi, who alleges to have seen her name in the register which was posted on the wall of the polling station.
Yes.
Have you been shown a copy of the said register which was posted on the wall of the classroom or the polling station containing the name of Cicely Mururi?
I have not been shown.
Are you the one who has filed this petition? Are you the one who is coming to prosecute and prove this petition? Are you the one who is coming to prove this petition on behalf of the petitioner, the runners-up? Are you the one?
No.
No. So did you have a duty to come and avail evidence on behalf of the runners-up?
No.
My lord, that is all with this witness. And this marks the close of the first to the respondent's case, my lord.
Thank you very much. You may sit down. Fourth respondent.
Adrian for the fourth respondent. We make observations from the evidence that has been gathered so far that in no case, instance, or occasion has the fourth respondent, Jeruri Mutende, being alleged to have committed any infraction, any violation, infringement or contravention whatsoever during the impugned elections. All the witnesses were put to question as to the role of the fourth respondent and whether they had any particulars of his involvement or benefit from any sort of malpractice, and they were unequivocal. In fact, my lord, those witnesses who testified in the Mbeere dialect were emphatic, and they said, "Eka." Eka, pointing to absolute.
Described, how do you pronounce, not pronounce, how do you spell that word?
I'm sure it's not a bad.
Yes, I'm not. I'm not, but I'm private to the language.
I'll write it as EKA.
We have an authority in the language here.
It's IKA.
IKA?
Yes, please.
Eka.
Yes.
All right.
And my Lord is not even giving it to the emphasis that it deserves. So that they can have the actual real meaning.
So, my lord, all the witnesses,
Meaning no.
no. It means an extreme no. The highest degree of no that you can get. So they were categorical that they had no issue with the fourth respondent. So it therefore turns that it would be superfluous for us to invite witnesses to come when there is nothing to counter. It will be actually a waste of judicial time, which is so precious. And for this reason, we do not wish nor deem it necessary to call any witness, since no case has been established against the fourth respondent, notwithstanding the fact that the petitioner, who himself testified here, having no claim of whatever nature against the fourth respondent. Accordingly, my lord, the fourth petitioner shall hereby,
Fourth respondent.
sorry, my lord. Yes, the fourth respondent, Jeruli Wamfende, shall close his case at this point.
I'll just make a record that all parties having, you want to respond?
Yes, I thought Mr. Wangela was to respond. My lord, yes,
You are responding to the fact that he has no witnesses.
I have an application that was emanating therefrom.
Okay. Yes.
My lord, we have heard the arguments for the fourth respondents, and while it is within their rights to call or not to call witnesses, my lord, it is on record that the witness, that the fourth respondent filed an affidavit dated the 30th of January this year. My lord, the rules guiding these proceedings is that we have adopted a hybrid process of hearing of these proceedings, and that, my lord, affidavit evidence has been tested rigorously through the viva voce process. The purpose of testing the evidence contained in the viva voce evidence was to test the veracity of the said evidence contained in the affidavit. My lord, the filing of the affidavits as required by the elections rules are not triggered and or actuated by the content or the evidence coming from the doc. It's a requirement that parties do file pleadings to these processes. My lord, in the circumstances, the petitioner is prejudiced by the fact that the fourth respondent filed an affidavit which veracity cannot be tested. And noting that, my lord, the rule was not that I must be exposed through evidence for me to come and defend myself. He is a respondent, a substantive respondent. And being that as the case, my lord, the fourth respondent is a beneficiary of the results that were returned by the first, second, and third respondents. He is a beneficiary of the malfeasance that we have indicated before this court. If there were irregularities, my lord, he will be the beneficiary. In the circumstances, my lord, and in the absence of the witness for us to cross-examine on the content of his affidavit, we are making an application to have the affidavit dated the 30th of January stricken out. As draconian as the prayer may be, my lord, is the only way to go in the circumstances. Noting that, my lord, Article 50 presupposes a situation where there is fairness. And fairness, my lord, includes the test of the evidence coming from all the parties. So a party who has filed an affidavit, my lord, cannot technically exempt himself exempt himself from cross-examination merely because he or she has not been mentioned. So in the circumstances, my lord, and I invite my learned friend to be traced on those points, we apply for the striking out of that said affidavit. On the basis that the same has not rigorously been tested. I invite Mr. Athota, my lord, to buttress the arguments.
Yeah, Your Lordship.
Yes.
Kiragu Adhuta. From the petitioner's corner, we cannot compel or guide the fourth respondent on how to deal with the petition in as much as it mentions him. He has elected not to appear before you to come and give evidence. He had filed a response to the petition dated 30th of January 2026. Let me get that. He had done a response to the petition. Let me confirm the date, my lord, because I have documents dated 30th of January 2026 and an affidavit. 30th January 2026, together with a replying affidavit. And the directions we took, my lord, are that the hearing would be by way of viva voce evidence. And in view of those developments, then the fourth respondent's case has not been prosecuted, or defense has not been prosecuted before you. Under those circumstances, my lord, I urge you, in addition to not considering the filings done by the fourth respondent, the same be struck out and expunged from the record of this honorable court. So that then we can remain with the parties who participated in these proceedings. And Mr. Kamodo, maybe
My
we
Lord,
are not on the same side. Let me just finish my
Just
submissions.
confirm whether the petitioner still has time.
20 seconds.
Sorry?
Are we within the time of evidence taking and an application has been necessitated by the respondents and it had not been contemplated, my lord?
Well, what is going to happen is at 12:15 I'll close.
Yeah, my lord,
You said, was it 12:15? Okay.
at 12:15.
At 12:15 I'll close. Whoever is on their feet, I'll close.
Yeah, my lord, I think the upshot of our submission, my submission, our submission, is that that part of the petition should be left out of the ongoing steps of these proceedings. And I am aware we will shortly be hearing,
All further steps should exclude the.
the fourth respondent. And my lord, we'll be going to the hearing of the application for scrutiny in which the fourth respondent then should not participate.
My lord, in my submissions, my lord, I rely on the case of Hassan Joho.
Counsel. You'll just give me the authorities.
Yes.
You have them with you?
Yes, my
Just
lord.
write them in a list. Let's hear the other side.
Okay, let me just.
My lord, that we need to respond to the application. No. Sit down, please. Sit down. Your time is up. My lord, we oppose that application. First of all, my lord, you recall that we did file an application to strike out ground 1 and 2 of the petition, which was successful. And it was successful on the basis of the replying affidavit by the fourth respondent. So, my lord, that affidavit cannot be struck out at this point. It has already been utilized.
Which one?
The response,
Or the one which contains grounds 1
Yes.
and 2 that was struck out?
yes.
Right.
So it has already been used in case they forgot, and that's how we were able to strike out ground 1 and 2. And my lord, those are the only 2 grounds where they had accused the respondent directly. And those 2 grounds having been struck out, there is no other ground which would necessitate putting the fourth respondent on the dock, my lord. The petitioner did not lead any evidence which directly touches on the fourth respondent in any of the 8 remaining grounds. My lord, respecting the application to strike out the fourth respondent's affidavit, the rules of fairness, my lord, would have required the petitioner to apply the same logic to their own petition, my lord. My lord, before you, we have the affidavit of one done we have the affidavit of one James Murray Jage, sworn on the 22nd of December 2025. We have the affidavit of Stephen Carrier, sworn on the 22nd December 2025. We have the affidavit of James Ongamo Nyanyi, sworn on the
Onamo. James?
Ongamo. O-N-G-A, or is it Ongamo? Ongamo Nyanyi, which was sworn on the 22nd December 2025. We have the affidavit of one Michael Murithi Njoe, also sworn on the 22nd of December 2025. We have Susan Nyambura Wangari, sworn on the 22nd of December 2025.
Basically, I think you are saying all the affidavits
Yes.
which have not been utilized.
Precisely,
Where the
my lord.
witnesses have not been
So
called.
that if, by parity of their reasoning then, they did not bring those witnesses to court, then if our affidavit was to suffer any fate, my lord, then they should have also applied that these affidavits and the grounds which they support be expunged from the petition, so that there's fairness on both sides, my lord. So, my lord, we oppose the application and pray that it is within our right not to put the fourth respondent on the dock, because he will just be wasting the court's time. There will be no probative value of him standing on the dock, my lord. My colleague Kamoda will add some things, my lord.
Once again, my lord, Adrian for the fourth respondent. I am referring the court to the fourth respondent, Trial Bado. So this at page Roman 3, it will show the documents that have been lodged by the fourth respondent, which consists of a response to the election petition dated 13th January 2026. There is an affidavit in support of the response dated 30th January 2026, and a witness affidavit dated 30th January 2026. An application by the petitioner seeks to strike out the witness affidavit dated 30th January 2026. So we have no issue with that application. That application can be allowed.
For the striking out.
For the striking out of the witness affidavit, but anything else, because the witness will not be appearing anyway, but any other document which in any event have formed the output generated by this court by way of the various rulings, those ones we assert that they should remain undisturbed. In any event, they have not been charged. There is no application to strike out any other document. So the witness affidavit, for the comfort, joy, and excitement of Mr. Jiro, it can fall by the wayside.
My Lord, only one question in response, a question of law.
Whose
My lord-
time is he spending, my lord? Because he has
It's okay,
no
I'll
time.
give him the time.
I
Let's
have the
conclude.
reference. My
I'll
Lord,
give you 2 minutes.
my Lord, we welcome the invitation by my Lord the Senior Mr. Nashuba, and the invitation and the concession by Mr. Kamodo, that any affidavit that appears on the pleadings where a witness has not taken the stand be struck out. We accept that invitation. My Lord, this is not the first time a court of this nature is being invited to do this, my Lord. In the case of Ali Hassan Joho and another versus Suleiman Said Shabal, 2014 EKLR, the Supreme Court had this to say. The Supreme Court emphasized that affidavits in elections petitions are equivalent to oral testimonies given in chief. If a witness fails to appear for cross-examination without a valid reason, the affidavit loses probative value and may be struck out. The court noted that cross-examination is essential to test credibility and the truthfulness of that affidavit. And our concession is that, my lord, even to us, where affidavits have been filed and our witnesses have not taken the stand, they suffer the same fate. We are most obliged. That is to say, my lord, the fourth respondent's,
I will not allow you to stand.
the fourth respondent's affidavits, all of them suffers that fate. I'm most obliged.
My lord, I was just correcting a date that you have, that has been captured on the record. The response to the petition that I spoke about is dated 13th, not 30th.
I probably didn't take.
Okay,
I
okay.
didn't take that because I have all the.
Oh, very well, very well.
A response to the petition, I think, is there are only two responses. To the
Yes,
petition
yes, very well. Okay.
by both respondents.
It's okay, my lord.
I didn't take the dates. If I took everything, there's a transcript which will eventually be produced that will capture when our coughs.
Yeah, yeah. I had said 30th, it is 13th.
30th.
13th. The correct one is 13, not 30.
My lord, for clarity, I would seek just to know what Mr. Waduta is referring to. Which particular document? It's just mentioning dates.
Well, it is
Waduta
the,
referred to. He said you filed a response to the petition and affidavit of 30th January 2026. Directions were that the hearing would be by viva voce evidence. According to the fourth respondent's case has not been prosecuted. He urges that the filings by the fourth respondent be expunged and struck out.
yes, my
So
lord.
what he's urging is everything that has been filed by the fourth respondent be struck out. Is that?
I was referring to that response dated 13th January.
No. Let's be clear. What is sought to be struck out?
My lord, it was my application.
Yeah.
What we have sought to strike out are the affidavits, not the
Affidavits.
response. Yes.
Which affidavits?
The affidavits filed by the fourth respondent.
My lord, I would urge that we revisit the record for the application to see what the
It's
application.
okay, we can argue until tomorrow. It's very straightforward. Evidence not tested has no probative value. That has only.
That's not correct.
Did you see Cabinet Secretary Ruku yourself?
No.
She's also accusing Cabinet Secretary Wahome, Alice Wahome, that she also came to the station. Did you see Alice Wahome in the station that day?
No.
So the allegations about the Cabinet Secretaries Ruku and Wahome are false by Juliet.
Yes.
That is
Just any other examination?
Yes, my lord, and just 3 questions. Mr. Njeru, just confirm whether 2025 was your first election to be an IBC official?
No.
It was not the first one.
Straightforward. The court has discretion to strike out or may just exercise its discretion to not rely on those affidavits because their probative value has not been tested. That's been the position all along. Yeah.
We are most obliged, my lord.
Yeah. And thank you for bringing up Joho because that's well, Joho is a recasting of that law.
Yes, that's
which
right.
has been in existence. For
That's
long.
right, my lord.
Okay. I think we're going to into the application. Do you want to take 2 minutes break?
Yes, my lord, just to correct my thoughts.
Yeah, let's take a couple of minutes break. What I've decided is I'll delay the criminal matters because I think this takes precedence in any event. So they will come whenever we tell them to come.
Yes, my lord, before we take a break,
Yeah.
We request to know the subsisting time banks.
No, the time bank now will be, it will be what we had indicated for
And I guess Kamoto is bankrupt.
the hearing, just a second, Council. The hearing scheduled for the application for scrutiny, which was 12 to 1:10, was 1 hour and 10 minutes. I will retain the 1 hour and 10 minutes for that application, even if we start at 4, but we will not start at 4.
Yes, my lord, I was going to request you to kindly grant the parties, considering even the way our team has really been able to save the time for everyone, you grant us kindly 30 minutes before we argue the application for scrutiny.
You want a 30-minute break?
I was actually hoping when we finished on time before they came on this argument of strike out, not strike out, that we had time within which I just reflect through the scrutiny application.
Okay.
So that then I'm able to utilize the 25 minutes very well.
It's now 12:15.
Yes.
If I say that we take this break to include the lunch break,
Yes.
so that we now come back in an hour's time,
Yes, ma'am.
does that help?
Yes, very much.
Does that help? Okay.
Which one else had you played any role?
2022 general election.
Oh, in what capacity?
As a clerk.
As a clerk?
Yes.
Ah, good. You were clerk number what in the station?
Number 1.
Number 1.
Yes.
What was your role as clerk number 1 in 2022?
Operating the camps.
Or operating the KIMS?
Yes.
So people would come and place a finger?
Yeah.
And then what would you do after that?
Then if the voter is verified,
Yes.
I allow the voter to proceed to the next clerk.
Oh, the next clerk. What was the next clerk doing? He would check in the voter register, right?
No.
What was the next clerk holding on his table or her table?
Ballot papers.
Sorry?
Ballot papers.
There was no voter register?
No.
There was no voter register? They would check and shout the name of a voter?
Can't recall.
You can't recall?
Yes.
Now, which part of, do you vote in Mbeere North?
Yes.
Which ward?
Every reward.
And did you play any role in a by-election this year?
Yes.
Which role?
Presiding officer.
You are presiding officer. Which polling station?
Kavoi polling station.
Sorry?
Kavoi polling station.
Kavoi
Yes.
polling station.
Yes.
Which year, which election are you talking
This year, there were by-elections in 2 wards last month.
about? Oh, in the
Yes.
ward elections?
Yes, ward elections. You said which polling station?
Kavoi polling station.
Kavoi polling station. So now you are presiding officer.
Yes.
Ah, thank you. How many clerks did you have in your station?
This year?
Yes.
2.
You had 2.
Yes.
What was the first clerk doing?
First clerk was verifying the voters using the camps.
And the next one?
Issuing the ballot papers.
Issuing?
The ballot papers.
So a person would proceed, vote, and then leave, right?
Yes.
So does it mean you did not have a clerk who would apply ink on a voter's finger?
That was the role of the DPO.
Or it's the DPO who
Yes.
was playing that role?
Yes.
Wasn't there a manual register where someone would check, would have a name checked after KIMS verification?
No,
There was none.
there was none.
In 2025, in the by-election that led to this petition, you said you were given a voters register, right?
Yes,
Did you use it to verify voters?
no,
You did not. Was it sealed?
yes,
It remained sealed throughout.
yes,
So you did not open it at all, right?
I didn't open.
Just confirm that what you say is a voters register. Was it in a white manila paper or plastic paper?
It was on a clear paper.
It was on a clear paper.
Yes,
Would you know how many pages it had?
no,
Would you know how many voters were in that register?
yes,
No. Did you look at the register to see how many people were in that register?
it is indicated on the cover of the register.
No. Did you check the document itself to see how many entries it had?
Yes,
You opened and checked.
no. I'm saying on the top of the register, it shows the total number of the register.
It is indicated on the nylon paper, say 100, right?
Yes,
But you had no opportunity to open it and check whether that list actually has 100 or more.
yes,
And you'd like the court to know that you can't tell how far or how many people were in that list, as a matter of fact. Is that correct? You are not able to tell the court that this list had gone up to number 99, 150, or any other number, right?
I'm not able to tell.
Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Ndegochiro.
Did you apply that register at any given time during the polling?
Yes,
What did you do?
to scan the QR code.
Did you confirm whether the numbers of the persons registered therein in the voters register coincided or were equal to the numbers of the persons in the KIMS kit? Did you not?
Yes,
How did you know? And yet you never read or opened the register? How did you confirm that?
as I've said earlier, it was not
Certain it could not have confirmed, correct? Because you never saw the content of the manual register, correct?
the total number was indicated.
I'm not asking the total number that was indicated. The actual audit, you never did it, correct? As indicated by my learned friend, Mr. Kirago, correct or not correct?
Not correct.
So, did you have, how many assisted voters came to your polling station?
I can't recall.
Were they there?
They were there.
Did you use any other mechanisms other than just identification? Did you apply the KIMS validation process or the alphanumerical?
Yes,
How many forms did you generate?
can't recall the exact, but around 7.
Did you record that in the PSD?
Yes,
And all the incidences that you have confirmed herein, you confirmed that you record them, correct? You recorded them, correct?
which incidents?
The incidents of the assisted voters, the incidences of the validation,
Those are not recorded in the PSD, they are recorded in the form 32.
Form 32.
Yes.
So many Form 32s did generate?
I can't recall.
Yes?
I can't recall.
Approximately how many were they from your polling station?
Around 15.
Around 15.
Yes.
And these 15 forms, who was assisting these voters?
A voter,
Who was assisting them, yes?
a Kenyan citizens.
Yes, I know it's a Kenyan citizen. So how many, do you know the procedure of assisting a voter?
Yes.
Yes, was that procedure complied with?
Yes.
So each voter was being assisted by one individual at a given time?
Yes.
And you confirm that?
Yes, I do.
Karaoke Njiri for the petition. I'll ask you two questions. First question, how is this particular station? Were there classrooms or tents?
There were no classrooms. There were tents.
Tents.
Yes.
How many police stations?
There were 2 in the polling center.
Now, have you attached your PSD, the poll station diary? Have you attached it in your affidavit? I have not seen one. So can you confirm there is none?
Let me confirm. There is none.
Yes. There is. You looked at the complaint of the agent in the petitioner's petition in regard to your station. Is that true?
Yes.
You had a look at it, yeah?
Yes.
And one complaint was that PS Rocco, CS Rocco, and CS Alice Wahome came and addressed voters while the voting process was ongoing. True or not true? That was the complaint?
That was the complaint, true.
Why didn't you attach your PSD to confirm whether you captured that or you did not?
Because it is not true.
So from where you stand, we cannot be able to tell whether that was captured or not.
In my PSD diary, I had no incidents, so I did not record. So I did not present as part of the affidavit.
No further.
Mr. Witness,
Yes.
just one question. You said in 2022 you were a polling clerk,
Yes.
and you are saying there was no physical register anywhere in those elections.
I said I don't recall.
No, you are a polling clerk, you are seated there, you did not see any register anywhere. Don't just look at the court. You did not see, you know you need to tell the truth.
Of course.
And I believe you are a teacher.
Yes, I'm a teacher.
You can remember clear events of what was going on,
There are so many things that have happened since 2022. And many of them
including a physical register in a polling center or not, isn't it? The clerk sitting next to you after Kim's, was there a clerk crossing out names with a pen and a ruler seated next to you?
I concentrated on the role given by the PU. I can't remember.
Okay. In the ward elections,
Yes.
the ones were just concluded, you are the presiding officer. Now, this one, you know, we can actually, under Article 35 of the Constitution, call for the records and find out. So you better tell the court the truth. Was there a clerk crossing out the names with a ruler after identification by Kims? And you better tell the truth because we know what you're asking.
In the by-election?
Yes, in the just concluded ward elections.
No.
There was no clerk crossing out the names.
No.
There was a physical register, but there was no one crossing.
Yes.
So if we ask for the records for your polling station, that is what we are going to find. That is your evidence.
Yes.
Thank you.
Re-examination?
The physical register which you refer to on the morning of the by-election constituency, not in the wards, the constituency. Did you interact with that physical voters register on the morning of 27th November 25?
Yes.
How did you interact with it?
When scanning the QR code.
When you are scanning the QR code, does the register remain domiciled inside an envelope or the cover in which it has come?
Yes.
So it remains sealed therein?
Yes.
When the KIMS itself has started, does the KIMS itself have a register of the voters, the KIMS itself?
Yes.
How are you able to tell that the register in the KIMS is the same register which is in the physical, the physical register which is sealed in the envelope you have talked about? How are you able to tell this is the same one?